And not only that, alhamdulillah, right now I was invited, I'm going next week to the Church of Frankfurt. IMC was selected from all the hospitals in the Middle East to sit on the panel, which is going to discuss the new standards, the 4th edition, and make the changes, and that covers Asia, Africa, Europe, and the Middle East. The team which came from the States noticed something interesting. They say, we've seen many institutions very strong and they have strong policy procedures, but there's something interesting here. People are happy. Your staff, your people are happy. And I say we're happy because, alhamdulillah, I believe the compass is clear, alhamdulillah. North and west, north and south is clear. When you have your direction clear, you feel good about yourself. And you even enjoy making fun of your mistakes. Truly. When you know you're not north and south, and you are tasalih ma nafsak, you are at peace with yourself, you really enjoy finding the mistakes and making fun of the mistakes. It becomes different culture, it becomes relaxed culture, in a sense that people, when they make mistakes, each one doesn't blame the other. They look at the mirror and say, what I've done wrong. But when things go well, they don't look in the mirror, they look in the window to find out what were the external forces that help us succeed. Or who are these people outside who help us succeed? That's a big difference. And that's the difference between level 4 and level 5 leadership. Have you spoken about level? There's a nice article called Leadership Level 5. Those level 5 are very small number of leaders. By the way, neither Ayakoka nor Jack Welch are level 5, they're level 4. And they will never be level 5. Level 5 is a different brand, and there's a nice article talking about certain leaders who are able to make companies from nothing up. And they have the same characteristics, all of them. We call it the paradox character. They have two things. They're so humble, down to earth, and we never say we've done it. They say external forces, people who helped us do it. At the same time, they have an iron will inside. Never been defeated. And that paradox character is the character of type 5. There's an article called the type 5 leadership. It's wonderful. I'll get a copy. Adil, you have a copy? Please give it to them. It's one of the best articles I've read because I've seen in the article the Islamic model. Sayyidina Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. And there's an examples of CEOs in the States and Europe who have this leadership. You never hear about these people, by the way, because they're not the flashy like Ayakoka or Jack Welch, they're not the ones. In many of them, they introduced, they asked them, how do you feel about the company and so on, so on, so on, so? They say, I never thought about it. Or they say, it was just luck. Or they say, it's the answers are consistent. And they mean it. These people never look in the mirror. If there's a mistake, they look in the mirror. If there's something wonderful, look at the window and say, how we were helped in our journey. Who helped us? Okay, alhamdulillah, we have many partnerships. Again, the same concept applies. If you do it well, you find that many partnerships coming one after another. And beyond your imagination, we are only 3 years old. Alhamdulillah, right now we have 2 new partnerships. One of them, University of California, San Diego, to build a medical school. It will be, inshallah, the first sister campus of University of California. We have 5 campuses in California. University of California, San Diego, Los Angeles, San Francisco. You're going to have, inshallah, UCJ, University of California, Jeddah, please. And there will be sister campus where our students will rotate in their campuses and theirs will rotate here. Medical school is there. I will talk about medical school next, why it's so important. Now, I must talk about, since we're talking about leadership, I will talk about leaders which helped us see what leadership is all about. That's one of them. His name is Dr. Lou. Lou is one of the non-cardiothoracic surgeons worldwide. He has patents after his name. He was the CEO and chairman of the Cleveland Clinic. More than 20 years ago, more than 20 years ago, Cleveland Clinic suffered from having not as good CEOs. So they kept firing one after the other. Now, this man comes, who was the chairman of cardiothoracic surgery. He gave a proposal. The board of trustees insisted that he should be the one who would be the CEO. He took the role and over 15 years transformed Cleveland Clinic to what it is today. From 3,000 staff members to 37,000, from a couple of $100 million profit to 3.8 billion, and it became the institution #1 in cardiac and one of the best in the world. But his leadership style is the leadership I believe in, which is a family build a family. Now, before September 11, I went to negotiate with 3 entities: Harvard, Johns Hopkins, and Cleveland Clinic Foundation. Harvard and Johns Hopkins had different ideas. They want affiliation. Give you the name, give us money. I said no. I want partnership. Otherwise, I don't want it. The only one who paid attention is this man. I went to him before September 11. He heard the mission, vision, something triggered his mind. He gave me his card. I still remember he gave me the card, and then in the back he goes, "Son, I put the mission and vision in the back. What do you think?" I'm just going to ask him for partnership. So anyway, I thought it was a good idea. So he put his home phone number. Said, I said first, what you Harvard boy you're going to do here? He said, if you decide to come our way, call me at home. September 11 came. I said to myself, أحفظ ما وجهي. There is no need to call to anyone. I can save my face. There is no need for me to call anyone. Would be interested to go partnership after September 11 with anything has to do with Saudi Arabia. Those who have partnership for more than 20 years, they want to sever it and stop it. I received a call from this man, says, when are you coming? So we can continue negotiation. I said, well, I said, okay. I went to him, myself with my team, doctors and administrators, or the 3 of us, and God decided, alhamdulillah, that our lawyer should not make it. So his flight was cancelled. So we ended up going without the lawyer. Now, I said, this is God's plan. So when I went in, they told me, what are you going to discuss? We're about to discuss the MOU and with the lawyer. What are you going to do? I said, well, you know what? I don't have much to show this guy, except for the truth. And sometimes when you have nothing, truth is the most effective way to reach the heart. So we went, he was sitting on the head of the table. On his right hand is David Rowan, who was the counselor or the head of the legal department, which is the big department. I was sitting on his left hand. And I said, Abdul, I have no money, I have no investors, I have no partners, I have no hospital, I have no building, I don't even have a land. All I have is just schematic designs and papers. What did he say? What do you think he would say? He said, no, you have the right mission and vision, and you have passion and integrity. And people like you usually make it or succeed, and I want to be there. What do you want? So the lawyer jumped and said something in his ear, whispered. I'm pretty sure he told him, I don't think this is the right time to even think about doing anything so. So he paused for almost 3 minutes. And I was praying to God. At that moment, I wasn't sure. Should I go back to the States or come back to Saudi Arabia? I was quite ambivalent. And I said, God, if this is a project that you want me to proceed with, show me your sign. And I was genuine because to me, if I did not get the partnership signed, I would have a difficult time to raise funds. So he turned to me and said, son, he turned to the lawyer, said, could you kindly excuse us? No. So the lawyer left. He turned his chair to me and said, son, countries came to me before you. From Saudi Arabia to Emirates to Kuwait to also over 15 years. And I rejected all of them. For some reason, I feel that it's difficult for me to reject it. And I don't know why. What do you want? I got the MOU, said, Dr. Luke, if you can just renew this, I'm going next week to Saudi Arabia. And I want you to become my partner. Because without you becoming my partner, I will have difficulty raising funds in Saudi Arabia. And please, don't ask me why. There's no need to tell him we have what we call inferiority complex, or عقد الخواجة. And without having somebody, أمريكي يديك الطابع حقك you have no value. So he took the memorandum, he looked at the papers, he got his pen, he put his initial sign, he said, go get your investors, I am your first investor. It's my honor and privilege to support somebody like you. Done. 6 months later, he is invited for Dubai Healthcare City, a whole city. They say, we would like to become a partner. Dr. Luke told me that, he told him, he's not interested. Muhammad Ibrahim told him, what do you mean not interested? You go partnership with a small hospital in Saudi Arabia, and you don't want to take the weight of your ship. He said, yes. Because that person in Saudi Arabia is in the business of healing. But you are in the business of real estate. I am not interested. And he did. These are the leaders who build. It's not about building buildings or stone. And to me, he's my mentor. Because I told Dr. Luke, what you've done that day is not about a partnership or Muhammad IMC. It's about putting a confidence in somebody who is a new leader that the way of life he dreams of, it does exist. And there are leaders in this world who follow this paradigm. That was the true investment. It's not about how much money you put in IMC. It's not about the equity. It's about how much you invested in small leader and put the plan for believing that, yes, this kind of thinking is correct, is not out of this world. And received the award for the best investment in healthcare, the best investment in healthcare from Sajia. And divine ethics, and this is the foundation of the tree. And just examples of that, there's so many examples to be honest with you, but I'm going to show one example, which is not the typical example. We said divine ethics, you talk about your mind go somewhere, so I wanted to bring it to another example. How kind and how conscientious to the environment around you. That's a divine ethics. We were taught as Muslims, and Muslim إذا توضأ من نهر جاري فلا يسرف. If you do ablution from a running river, you do not waste water. How could you waste water? Could you waste water from a running river? Absolutely not. But what Islam is teaching us is to be conscientious to the natural resources, and again telling us it's not about what you see, it's about the reward you get from following the right process. Be conscientious to the environment. That's a form of worshiping of God. So we did the whole water treatment plant. We are the first institution in Saudi Arabia, and I have verified this with Adil Bushnak, who's the waterman, and I have a letter. We are the first institution in Saudi Arabia implementing a full water treatment, reverse osmosis. You save 30 to 40% of your water consumption, which is the grey water. No sewage comes out from IMC. Only clear water. The first. Now, alhamdulillah, the other projects, not so many, are doing the full water treatment. It's reverse osmosis. What happens is, every year they come and they remove the small filaments, but no sewage. Only clear water comes from IMC. Now, this water, we do not ingest it, although we can. And the CEO of the Canadian company showed me in front of me that it's the water, he puts it and he drinks it. It's actually very clean water, but now we use it for irrigation. Now, again, the reward came immediately. We found this deserted garden next to us. Unfortunately, you know how many gardens we have in Jeddah? We're supposed to have in Jeddah. Or lands supposed to be named gardens, but they're not gardens. How many? I was shocked with the number, more than 200. But unfortunately, in the past, okay, for reasons that you all know, gardens, they put it in munaqasa and bidding, and people take it, and they took permission to build a small shop, كشك. وبقدرة القادر يصبح الكشك 2 و2 3 و3 4 ويصير المكان كله زبالة. It becomes a garbage and becomes a place to generate money for this person who was able to build it. As a matter of fact, when you go back the last 30 years, you find only there are five entities are taking these gardens and change it into business. We thought of the following: why don't we give a new model of developing gardens to our mayor? And the mayor will take it as an example. In this model, there is no financial reward to the institution. The institution takes the garden, develop it, irrigate it. The irrigation costs almost $500,000 a year. For us, the reward came. It cost us zero because our water treated will irrigate. So we put $4 million and we developed the garden and we connected to our water supply, which is the water treated at IMC, costs us zero for irrigation, 4 million riyal for development, and we provide a new model of developing garden in Jeddah. We gave that model to the mayor of Jeddah, and he applied this, and the new model is that institutions who would like to take a garden and give it as a gift to Jeddah, they develop it, they irrigate it, and all we get is our name and the municipality names combined. This is a gift to the people of Jeddah, and we are responsible to take care of it. Please come in the morning and see how clean this garden. And if you see something, even a paper, in the garden, come and call me.
Is it open for public?
It's open, of course. It's a gift to the people of Jeddah. It closes at midnight. And please come at night, see people jogging around it.